All right, everybody's got a vocab sheet? Everybody's got one?
Where's my hair tie?
There you go. There you go. Extras.
What is that?
Okay.
This?
Oh.
It's like the chocolate chip right?
It's not that.
No, she asked me what this was.
Oh.
She's allergic to peanut.
Okay. Guys, I'm very excited. Guys, I'm very, very excited.
Why me?
Because we're going to be talking a lot about music today.
Wait, we're doing a what?
I am.
Okay. Sorry.
That's okay. Okay, so you know how the other day we were trying to implement the Laban terms, the efforts into the phrase that we've been learning. We're trying to manipulate the quality and stuff like that. So we can do the exact same thing, but with music terms. So I can take terms that are normally used to manipulate the way music is played or sounds and apply that to dance. So let's start at the beginning. You're going to make a dance, right? You're trying to find music. What are you looking for in that music? What kind of things do you want to hear to match the idea that you have for your choreography?
The beat.
The lyrics, the beat.
Maybe like the overlapping beat. Like
Right, we have varying melodies that overlay each other, right? Yep. What if I really want like sharp movement? Maybe I want to hear that in music too, right? Say again?
Like the bass.
Yep. Yeah, we want something really heavy underneath. Maybe we're looking for that. So we are gonna do. These are our Laban efforts. We were talking about them the other day. How they all have either indirect, direct, sustained, quick, or strong, or light. And we can apply those same qualities to all of the music terms that we're going to go over today. So let's have a little watch party. What I want you guys to think about while we're watching this is, how does the movement match the music? What qualities in the music are similar to that of the movement? What stuff maybe doesn't match, or you think doesn't match? And there's no right or wrong answer. And maybe what Laban efforts did we see? Quick versus sustained, light versus strong. That's just a little clip. It's a little clip, right? So, if we're thinking about our Laban efforts, what kind of things do we see in the movement that maybe matches the music or doesn't match the music? Yes.
I would say slash, but I thought it was like really sharp. Like
Yeah, there's a lot of this like slashing kind of sensation, right? It's quick. It's not slow at all. It's very, very what's the word I'm looking for? Like swingy, right? Lot of initiation from the shoulders, so big long arms, big long legs, that kind of thing. Yes.
Some of the jumps, it was like a flick kind of. They were like jumping.
Yes, we have a lot of these little like floaty, flicky kind of jumps and stuff like that. And how do we hear that in the music?
It's like there's like a little accent on it. Kind of.
Right, and there's particularly that like flute that's playing. It's very, very high up here. It almost feels like it's floating above everything else that's in the music. Yeah, great. Now, this particular piece, do we feel that it matches the music, the choreography?
Yeah.
Yes. Now that doesn't have to be the case. You could put any movement you want to any music. It doesn't have to match. You could have this music and be moving slow and heavy or whatever you want to do, right? So, moving on to our qualitative terms, we're going to be talking about various terms that can be used in music, or some of them actually we might know from, say, ballet, like adagio and allegro. Yeah. These can also be equated to the same love-on terms that we've been using. So we're going to talk about how they're similar, how they're different, what kind of quality the movement might have if we were to apply it to our movement. So how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm going to split you guys into groups. Just remember what group you're in. We're going to use it in a second. I have 3 here, group 1. 3 here, group 2. Group 3. And my last 4, group 4. Just remember what group you're in. Okay. So adagio, we may know this one from ballet. This is, in music, is a tempo marking that indicates that something is very slow. It's drawn out, right? It's not necessarily smooth, but the tempo, like the number of beats per minute, is slow. So in ballet, we have our adagio in the center where we do these big développés, right? And it's really nice and long. Here's a quick example. In classical ballet, we have our pas de deux, which is normally an adagio. It's slow, we have these long lines, it's sustained. So what kind of love-on efforts would we put on this if we're talking about something that's slow? Yes, glide. Yeah, we have these long, sustained like glides. Float. Yes, we have these indirect kind of arms that are slow and floaty and airy. Yep. Just a taste, right? Just a taste. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, we have allegro, which we also might know from ballet. Now, when I say, oh, we're going to do petit allegro, what are we doing? Or grand allegro in ballet, what are we doing? Yep, exactly. So petite meaning small. Allegro is normally a jump in ballet. So I can do little jumps, or I can do my big jumps, right? In music, again, sort of a qualitative tempo marking. It's normally a little bit quicker. It's normally accented and it feels bouncy. It feels lively and cheerful, that kind of thing. I have this picture here of a piece that is in allegro, and we see there's a lot of notes in succession, and it's played quickly, so it's kind of like driving and bouncy, right? Just a quick example. So this, no, it's not ballet. It can be considered allegro because it has this bouncy, sort of up in the air quality, right? There's breath in this. It's a little jumpy. So if I'm thinking bouncy, light, airy, cheerful, what kind of love-on efforts might equate to that? A flick, yes, because that's light and indirect and jumpy. What else? A dab, yep. We have our it's more direct, but it's still light and quick. Yep. Perfect. Again, just a little taste. So moving on. We have crescendo and decrescendo. Now, in music, this is indicating an increase or a decrease in the volume at which the music is played. Now, in dance, we don't have volume, right? So how could we maybe put that on movement if we're not making sound?
Like make smaller, bigger movements.
That's a good idea. Yep. We're increasing or decreasing the size of our movement, so I can start small and gradually get bigger. What else? Think time. Slower or faster. Yep, that's a good one too. I can do the same thing and do it slow, and then I can increase the speed or decrease the speed. Yeah. There's one more that I'm thinking of. Think
Quality? Like,
kind of. Yeah, you could maybe make it more intense. So if I go from something that's soft to something that's more punchy, you could do it that way. You could also, the other one that I was thinking of is, say we have 13 people in a dance. We have all these wonderful people. We could start doing a phrase with a couple of people on stage and add in more, right? That would be, which one? Crescendo, right? Because we're adding, or we could take them away and we have our decrescendo, right? So, just so you can hear it in the music. We have our decrescendo, right? We come from the top and we fade all the way to the bottom. And now we're at piano, which means soft. Come on, man. And now we're gradually building in volume. And now what could you do if we're talking about a crescendo and you wanted to match the music with your movement? How could you do it to this music? You could get bigger. You could get faster too, but maybe get it a little bit faster, so that would match as well, right? Cool. Awesome.
I just understood what you said.
Group 1. Stand up for me. Stand up for me. I'm going to do it with you. So, we were talking about crescendo and decrescendo in terms of size. That was the big one that we were talking about, going from small to big or big to small with the movement. So, I would like everybody to just take some steps, some little baby steps, right? So we have our bottom, right? This is like our soft volume, right? And then we're going to get bigger and bigger and bigger until we're marching, and now we're at forte. This is our crescendo, right? And then we come back down. And now we have our decrescendo, right? And you could do that with literally anything. Literally anything. I could do a bunch of arabesques, and they get gradually bigger. Blah, 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 right? Awesome, have a seat. Our next one, largo. Largo is a qualitative term for music. This is indicating that something is long, something is broad. Now the difference between this one and adagio is this one usually slow, but it doesn't have to be slow. So it's normally notated in these long notes here, right? So it doesn't, I could still be at this fast thing, but have these long notes that span many, many beats, right? So if I was going to put this onto movement, how would we maybe do that? If something is long. Say again? We could do a press that takes a lot of time. Say again? Yes, you could do a ring. Again, we have time and strength. What else could we do, again, with size? Like we were talking about with crescendo and decrescendo. So, we all have these beautiful long legs and these beautiful long arms, right? So if I go like this, maybe this isn't my extent, right? This is not as far as I can reach. But if I go like this, maybe now it's largo. Again, it's all subjective. You guys can do whatever you want. Yes. So, a quick example of something that might be largo in time, so it's long in how long it takes to do something, We have our buto. Buto is a Japanese style of dance that is very, very slow. It takes a long, long time to do everything. Yeah? It literally takes him like a minute to stand up. I'm not even kidding. So this is the definition of largo, right? It's super, super drawn out and long and broad.
Yeah, because I collapsed.
This takes a lot of strength, right?
Yeah.
Because you gotta all this tension to go slow. In ways, it's almost easier to go fast.
That's cool.
It's very cool. I highly recommend going on Vimeo and watching the whole thing.
Like,
Okay, group 2. Stand on up. Stand on up for me. Stand on up for me. Stand on up for me, please. Awesome. All right, so we were Largo. We were talking about time. We want to take a walk for me. That's really, really slow. Not necessarily in time. You can go anywhere. Right? Takes a really long time. Nobody walks like this in real life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Some people might. The people who you don't want in front of you when you're trying to get somewhere. Right now, how could I change this walk so that it is long in size rather than in time?
Stretching out her arms.
Yeah, we could do, yes, beautiful. We could do it with our arms. We could maybe take a bigger step, right? Yeah, beautiful. This is hard. I know it is. Awesome, have a seat. Okay, cool, moving on. Okay, legato. This literally translates from Italian into tied together. So this is something, they're connected, right? Everything flows from one thing to the next. In music, that's notated by that arc over the notes. So that tells me that I don't take a breath between either of those notes, right? Yeah, exactly. We have our weight. That would be so legato. So, if I was going to translate this into dance, think about our phrase. Our phrase is very separate, right? We have all of these separated movements.
You know what part I think it's like a legato is the one that we do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, this is go, 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 no time to stop in between. Gotta keep moving, and then we stop and then it's over. Yes, great example.
What about ripple?
Yeah, a ripple could be that way too, because again, it's in succession, right? You gotta keep going. If I was gonna talk about Laban terms, what might be legato? Our Laban terms don't really talk about connectivity in between movements.
A ring or a flow?
Yes. Yeah, because a ring it keeps moving, right? A glide. Yeah, if I was gonna do something smooth like this, a press also. Awesome. I think you guys will like this one. Super duper connected, right? There's no stops. It moves from one thing to another. If somebody could teach me how to do this, somebody
Look what popped up though.
And now, last but not least, on the other end of the spectrum from legato, we have staccato, right? This is sharp, this is accented, it's short. Things are quick. So if I was going to talk about our Laban terms, what are we talking about? A dab. A flick.
A punch.
A punch, yes.
You know what I think of? I think of that scene in Fantasia with the broom.
With the broom, yes. Has everybody seen Fantasia?
Maybe.
Oh, all right, we need to watch Fantasia. Anyway, yes, there's the part with the broom where they're sweeping and stuff like that, and the music is very short and accented. There's space between the notes, yeah? the exact opposite of legato. It is not connected at all. And when we're talking about music, it's notated by these little dots on top of the notes. So I know that they're short and accented. Yep. It doesn't have to be quick. It can be slow. I can do things that are sharp but slow, right? Meaning there's more space in between the notes, right?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
I love
We
that.
have a tango. The definition of staccato, right? We have all of these legs and stuff like that. And the head is very sharp, right? And the way that we turn our body is sharp and accented. Now, there isn't only staccato in here, right? Because there's these in-betweens that are very like sweeping and broad. So what musical terms can we put on this? Legato, yes, we have all of these connected, stepping, and stuff like that. Say again? It's maybe a little allegro, yeah, because we have, I would say that oftentimes staccato and allegro go hand in hand. Something that is bouncy and accented could also be staccato. Yeah? So, group 3, stand on up. Group 3, stand on up. Group 3. Actually, I'm going to have you go with group 3 because I think you lost somebody and nobody went to the bathroom. Okay. If I was going to, let's take the first couple things of our phrase, right? And try and make it legato. Try and make it connected. Forget about time. Forget about how the counts. Forget about how much time it takes. How can we make this as smooth as we can? Yeah. Yeah, and it's airy, right? And we go right into it and we don't stop. So, everybody practice this first one for me. We've been standing up pretty quick, right? Because we got to go. So just in place, show this one to me. And then, rather than look and stop, go. You don't have to do the whole handstand thing. Ready? Let's go. Smooth, 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 smooth. Yeah, awesome. See, there's no stop. We keep going. Awesome. Have a seat. Group 4. Now, if I was going to do that same section of our phrase, but I was going to apply staccato to it, yeah, exactly. There's stops and starts, right? Yes.
Like that.
Yeah. So if I was going to do this one staccato, it already has kind of a legato feel to it, right? So how could I add a little oomph to it with staccato?
Pause it.
You could do it that way, right? We could do it.
Oh, yeah.
Segmented.
Yeah.
Or if I want it, let's say I want to keep it going. I want to keep it going, but
You
I
can do it
still,
faster.
you could do it even faster,
Yeah.
right? More slashy, right?
Or
We could maybe do it at the beginning,
Oh, yeah.
right? At the top of it, and then continue. Yeah. Awesome. Have a seat. So we kind of have an idea of how we could add these in, right? We have all of our definitions here, but those are yours forever and ever. So, how much time do we have?
10 minutes.
We have 10 minutes. We're probably not going to get through all of this today, but what I would like us to do, everybody find a partner. Everybody find a partner. Everybody find a partner. And what we are going to do, what I would like you to do, we're going to start this today and then we'll finish on Tuesday, when I'm back on Tuesday. You are going to take our phrase, this one, blah, 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 blah. Forget about the music. Forget about the time. Forget about the counts. And I would like you to add two Laban terms and 2 musical terms. You can add them to a single movement. you can add them to a sequence of movements. So I could take 2 of each, any ones I want, and implement them into that phrase. Yeah? We have about 6 minutes to work now, and then we'll continue on Tuesday.
Okay.
Let's go. And I'm going to walk around and we're going to talk about it. Take your paper with you. We also have our, if you wanted to look at it there, we have our log-on terms on the board. Work with your partner. Work with your partner. Find the moves that you want to adjust. Again, we're forgetting about music and time. Which one?
Mariani, can you bring me those flashcard box on the floor? Si, señorita.
So we started.
Should we do one and single?
Yeah? Awesome. All right.
I love this part because
Which one we're adjusting this one?
You want to adjust this like this part, slow and fast.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, we were just talking about that with the accent.
Yeah, and turn it into something like, and then this slow. Oh, like and fast.
This one?
Yeah. I don't know, like you can do like this. Oh, we can do that.
You can do this.
And then
You can do whatever you want. Yeah, you can do this as staccato and section.
Oh yeah, we love it. Thank you, me too. I don't know we can do like this is
Okay.
this is yeah, this is very slow. This is where
So Allegro, that's our bouncy one, right? Bouncy and jumpy. It's airy, it's light.
We could do that for like the end.
Yeah, because we already have some jumps in there, right? So we can make it even quicker or lighter, however you want to do it. Yeah? Awesome.
So let's, and then which one should we pick for the beginning?
we're good. So
do you want to see what we did?
Yeah.
so we thought like this was legato. And yes, legato.
Wait, the slow one is
So,
legato tied together. What's
Right.
the opposite of staccato? Oh, what's it? Okay,
the staccato is sharp and
So
angry.
maybe like this was legato, and what do you do here? And then this is all staccato. And this was all staccato right there.
Yeah. Now, those moves, we already sort of have those qualities on. Sort of already here, so how can we accentuate that? How can we make it look different than what it already is?
So make it like the opposite, like slower and bigger.
You can make it slower, or if we're thinking that these are staccato, and we want to make them more sharp, maybe changing the length of time.
yes. That's what we try to do. We try to do it one and instead of 1, 2.
Right?
You could do it slower, or you could do it faster. However you want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How we doing?
So we're gonna take slow.
You're changing the quality. So you're gonna take a move. You're gonna take a move. Let's say we're talking about this one. This one is already kind of smooth, connected. If I wanted to change that, I can do it. I can or at the top. Yeah. Or I can make it even more legato and change the time.
3.
Right? It's even more. You can do whatever you want. And then we were talking about these the other day, right? We have a punch in this one. We have one slash.
1, 2, 4, 5, 6. I
And
said
then we're just like saying 3. Oh, 1, 2.
We're gonna practice it because eventually we're gonna show each other. Eventually we're gonna show each other. So go through the whole thing, pick out the moves that you like, talk about what they are now, maybe what you want to change or what you want to accentuate. Like if something is already legato and you want to make it more legato, you can do that. Changing the time, changing the size. Yeah? Awesome.
I mean, it's yeah. Okay. So we made it wait, did we do that?
Yeah, so these are already so if we wanted to keep them sharp and slashing, how could we, to my blind eyes, how could we make it more so? If they're already staccato, we wanted to keep them staccato, essentially. Well, that would be the opposite. So you could do that. You could make it smooth and connected, right? But if we wanted to keep it sharp, how could we? Sharp. If I want, you could do legato, opposite, that's totally fine. Or if I wanted to keep it sharp, how could I make it more so? Well, that would be bouncing. If I wanted to keep it sharp, think about the time. How could I change the time to make it more? Nice and tight and short. There's more space in between, so that I see things clear accents.
Transformer vibes. Wait. That was fast.
Remember, we don't have to worry about time. This is automated to music, right? We're just changing the quality. So whatever counts we had, doesn't matter. Forget them. I mean, don't forget them, but you know.
But
Don't forget
we
them.
put it.
Yep. Perfect. Perfect. For Adagio, which one were you looking at?
We were looking at this one. Being really slow, but
Right,
at the
really,
same
really
time
slow.
here being like really fast for us.
Right, we have an accent there.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
And then for this one too, like being really slow.
I like it.
Let's
Awesome.
do
Yeah, we have this segmented kind of sharp movement.
and then this part being really like more fast.
Right, so that's nice and quick.
And then this slow part for Adagio.
Awesome. Cool. You guys are in good shape. Thank you. How's it going? So which ones are we looking at using?
We did press in the beginning.
Okay. This up and over. Yep. Yeah, that's very indirect. Very smooth.
No, it's fine.
Oh, with these chugs and stuff. So since they're already jumps, and we want to keep that allegro feeling, how can we make it? So allegro, if we're talking about lava, allegro is what? In terms of really?
Yeah.
So allegro is bouncing, right? It's bouncing. It's joyful. So if I was gonna say it's lightly set, it could be strong. It could be strong, but it's very bouncy. There's no effort to it. So maybe it's a little bit. If we're talking about quick and sustained, the allegro would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this would be like again, I'm jumping. It's light. It's quick. And I would say indirect. Yes. So if we want to reduce this allegro to get jumps, how could we make them more quick and more light so it's more like allegro? We could make them quicker. You could make them So I can go up, right? It's light, like breath.
Okay. You can.
And again, don't worry about the time. It doesn't matter the counting. You can do it. Okay, pause.
No, we
Pause.
That was hilarious.
Okay. All right, so we're all in good shape. We all kind of know what terms we're thinking of using and where we want to implement them.
Yes.
Awesome. So what we're going to do next time, I had an exit ticket plan, but I wanted to give you guys maximum time to work on this. So on Tuesday, you are going to get back with your partner. We're going to work on this a little bit, and then we're going to watch each other, and we're going to try and pick it out what each other is doing. Yeah? All right. You can keep the vocab sheets. I'm going to hold on to the exit tickets. Good job today, guys. Thank you. I have extras too, so. No, this one is not. Okay. Awesome.
No, it's just I'm tired today.
I got you. We all have days like that. We'll be able to work on it a little bit more on Tuesday. And it'll be fun.